So recently, I've been reading a lot of books on money, success, wealth, finance, because I've come to realize that the greatest thing you can do, one of the greatest things you can do for yourself and for the people that you love is to get a lot of money. Because when you get a lot of money, you can answer a lot of problems for people, and then you become a medium through which God uses you to solve a lot of issues. There's problem in a church, you can help. There's problem in a family, you can help. I keep saying that about 80% of the problems that we face day to day can be solved by money. Of course, there are other problems that money can't solve. So one thing I've come to realize that the success is all about mindset. Of course, Napoleon stated that clear in his book. But what mindset do I have that can prevent me from succeeding? That's what I've been asking myself recently. What defective mindset do I have, or do a lot of people in my community, in my country have, that will prevent us from becoming truly successful? And I've come to realize that there's one defective mindset that affects us, and it's not really our fault. I think it's something that we grew up with. When you read George Clason's book, he breaks down the equation to having money into three. You work, you save, and you invest. You work, you save, and then you invest. That is the equation. Work, save, invest. Now, when you do that for consistently, you would become successful according to his book or his philosophy. The problem with us is that, or at least most of the people coming from Africa, is that we are not trained to invest. We are trained to save for the purpose of saving. Let me explain. When you start working, you realize that if you are earning 1,000 Ghana cedis or 1,500 Ghana cedis or 2,000, the moment you get your salary, the first thing you are thinking about is save. Let me save some money. Let me save 300. Let me save 400. Let me save 500, right? Now, the saving that we are saving, we save because we want to feel comfortable. When we see the money that we have in a bank account, or in the money that we have on our Momo, or in our Susu box under our bed, it gives us some form of comfort, or at least it gives us an index to measure progress. So last year I had 5,000 in my Susu box or in my Momo or in my bank account, but today I have 15,000, and so that's a level of progress. We save because it gives us some kind of safety. When you look at the money in your account, you know that anytime your mother falls sick, you can pick some money from. So we save for the purpose of saving, but we don't save to invest. And the problem is that nobody becomes successful by saving. Let me give you a clear example. If you work in Ghana, let's say the average Ghanaian monthly income is around 3,000, 3,500. If you earn 3,000 or 3,500, and you're able to save 1,000 Ghana cedis every month, which is good, it's not bad. I don't know how many Ghanaians are able to save 1,000 Ghana cedis a month. So you save 1,000 Ghana cedis a month, right? With a purpose of saving. You want to make money from saving. By the end of the year, you have 12,000 Ghana cedis. By the end of the year, 12,000 Ghana cedis. It will take you 10 years to get 120,000 Ghana cedis. It will take you 10 years to get 120,000 Ghana cedis. Now, how are you going to make rich by that progression? You understand? And so that is why we live a very average life. We are not able to become wealthy because our mindset is fixed on saving. So we save 1,000. Then when we get some small money, we go and buy some land, be at the outskirts of Accra. Then we save, then we buy sand, then we buy blocks, small sand. Then 15 years later, we'll build our dream house. 15 years later, we buy the car of our dreams. Our mindset is safe to it's fixed on saving for the purpose of saving. But you can never, of course, I've come to realize that you will never become successful by just saving. The purpose of saving is to reinvest. And so let me give you two examples. There is one who saves, who thinks that he makes money through saving, and there is another person who knows that he won't make money through savings. He makes money through reinvesting. And you live a comfortable life, when you have this understanding, because it's not really how much you save, I keep saying, that will make you rich, but how much you earn. So for example, they have two friends, Kofi and Kwame. Kofi, they all work in the same they are friends. Kofi earns 2,000 Ghana cedis and he saves 1,000 Ghana cedis. Now, because Kofi saves 1,000 Ghana cedis, he lives a very constrained life. He doesn't eat the food that he wants to eat. He's not able to give his mother the money that he has to give. He's not able to take his fiancée out. He's not able to spend on her. He's not able to help his sister. He's not able to help the church. He's not even able to help the community. He's not making any impact. He's just saving so that he can go and buy some land, be at Dodoa, or you be somewhere. He wants to save and buy blocks. Right, that's good. Then you have Kwame, the other guy, who is not focused on saving, but focused on income, revenue, right? He's focused on what comes to him. So he also earns 2,000, but he found, instead of saving all the 1,000 Ghana cedis, he decides that, you know what, this 1,000 Ghana cedis, I have 3 women in my community. Let me give it to them. Let them start some bull-float business, and then every day they will bring me 70 cedis, right? So he gives the 1,000 Ghana cedis, he divides it to them. He buys container, fly, and all for them. They start their bull-float business. Every day, this person comes to give him 70 Ghana cedis. Every day, he makes 210, right? It keeps going and going to a point where Kwame's revenue, the money that comes back to him, has doubled from 2K to about 4 or 5K in a month. Now, when both of them go for lunch, the other guy who earns 2,000 and saves 1,000 will probably spend like 20 cedis or 30 cedis. So he has to constrain himself in order to save that 1,000 Ghana cedis. The other guy, however, lives a very comfortable life, sends money to his wife and his kids, takes care of his kids, but then is still able to save more than the other guy is saving. Because, for example, if you earn 3,000 Ghana cedis and my monthly revenue is 10,000 Ghana cedis, I can blow 5,000 Ghana cedis and live a comfortable life. But at the end of the month, I'll still have 5,000 in my account. You'd earn 3,000 Ghana cedis, right? You can squeeze yourself and spend just 1,000. At the end of the month, how much are you saving? 2,000 Ghana cedis. I spent more. I lived more comfortable. I made impact into people's life. I was a blessing at the church. I was a blessing to people. I was able to pay people's school fees, pay people's tuition. Somebody called me. They were at the hospital. I sent them some 500 cedis. But at the end of the day, I still have a reserve more than you have. So when you realize that the problem is that we are fixated. You know, when you look in your account and you have some 5,000, 10,000, you know, it gives you some form of assurance, some comfort. That's a false comfort. It's a false comfort because it's delusional. That money is nothing. But extremely rich people don't find comfort. I was listening to was it Elon Musk, and he was saying that he doesn't even, the money that he has cash in hand or in bank will probably not reach 1 million or 10 million. They don't find comfort in the fact that money is seated in the account. That false sense of security is why we can't invest. So there are people that opportunities come their way, they have money in their account, but taking the money from the account to go and invest, they feel like they would die. Because that money should be there, so that when he picks his phone, he checks his account. There's 100,000 there. But that 100,000 in your account, it won't. That 100,000 in your account, if something bad happens to you, all that money will deplete. Let's say your mother gets sick, get cancer, or get kidney sick. That's how you will lose all the money. So for me, I realized that was a defective mindset. I was so fixated on savings for the sake of saving. But now I've come to realize that there are a lot of opportunities around me, and if I open my eyes and I'm a bit creative and curious, I'll find avenues to invest. And by the time you realize you are a director here, you are investing here, you're a shareholder here, you started this startup, and you see, when you think this way, you don't even have to be creative. People have businesses that are running, they just need people to invest in. So you have 100,000. Oh no, this woman at the cell is in here, I can give him a 10K. Every day he can bring me 50 or 60 or 70 Ghana cedis. That's how you generate your revenue. Remember, the Bible says that in the Garden of Eden there were 4 streams. The ideal man should have at least 4 streams of income. That's what I think. The ideal man should have at least 4 streams of income to be successful and to be sustainable. You should have at least 4 streams of income. Probably 1 is your corporate work, 2 is something, and the remaining 3 are something that you don't necessarily have to be present to make money from. That's just what I believe. And the Bible says in Proverbs chapter 11 verse 24 that there is a man that scatters, yet he increases. He constantly increases. And the man that scatters is not a man that just blows money away. He invests in ideas, in people, in ventures, and so constantly there's money coming to him. And the Bible says there's a man that withholds unduly. You are always reserving. You are always somebody. Your mother needs money. Your father needs money. Your sister is going to school. You have money, but you don't want to take the money from your account. See, you need to invest in people, in ideas, in resources, in ventures, in startups, because when you invest in people, it will come back to you. The Bible says, "He that waters shall himself be watered." And so I've come to realize when Elon Musk sold his shares in PayPal, he had a couple of $1 million that he could have let that money sit in his account and look at it and be comfortable for the rest of his life. No, he broke that money into three and used it to invest in Starlink, in Tesla, and in some other venture. He spent all the money because he realized that if he's going to multiply the wealth, he might just have to invest it. And so I think this morning, that's what when I was coming to work, I realized that if I can change my mindset from just being saving for the purpose of saving, but go back to George Clason's equation: work, I save, and the purpose of that savings is not to be in the account to give me comfort, but to invest in something that will bring me returns. Man, if I can change that mindset, I'm definitely sure that I'll be on the road to success. Thank you very much.